Hi guys. So I am about halfway through watching Prestige's Key's latest video, and it, the same shit just keeps getting repeated over and over again from Activision and Call of Duty and Infinity Ward and stuff, which is basically saying we're not going to tell you the things that we aren't proud of doing or that you're not going to like, and that's got to change. It is so bad. Even when creators like them are being invited to these calls or these PowerPoints or whatever, as he said, or are flown down for these events and they're being told things, they aren't being told the negative. And the main big change, because I don't play DMZ anymore. I've been through that in previous videos. There's even a DMZ finale video on my channel. Um, the the only reason I play Modern Warfare 2, specifically this game, is because one, it's not 10 years old, and which I believe, if memory serves correct, MW3 is what, 2011 to 2013 or something like that. I don't think it's 2013, but it might be 2013 because I think Ghost was 2013 or something like that. MW3 is just old. I grinded the absolute crap out of the game. I don't want to know how many hours I have on that. Because MW3, because I wasn't part of the MW2 era of Call of Duty. I came in when Call of Duty Ghost was launched. Not for Ghost. That was just the game that I was introduced to at the time. It wasn't my first Call of Duty that I'd ever played. I'd played Black Ops. I don't know if I'd ever played Black Ops 1, but I'd played Black Ops 2. I'd seen videos of Black Ops 1 if I hadn't played it. I'd played Zombies, and this is all from, friends' houses in elementary school and stuff, like grade 3. And, because they would buy them, they'd pre-order them, I even believe. And, that was what it was. And I got in, I think it was two and a half weeks after Call of Duty Ghost released that I got it. I got a recycled used copy from EB Games in the mall with my friend at the time, of Ghost on PS3. And the only reason that I actually got Ghost is because of something that my friend was not honest about, because what I wanted to do, because I fell in love with survival mode in MW3, and that's what I wanted. And I can't remember if I could not find a cheap enough version of MW3, or I couldn't find it for PS3 or in general at the time, and because they were on the same rack. And but yes, my first two Call of Duty games were recycled and still are, and I do believe they even still worked until the PS3 died. But I fell in love with survival mode in MW3, and that's why I got Ghost, was because I couldn't find MW3 or not for cheap enough. And I got, because I didn't have money, and I ended up getting, he's like, yeah, Extinction in Ghost is sort of like survival in MW3. No, it's not. But that's why I got Ghost first, technically speaking, and I am going back and getting MW3 actually at a later point, like 3 weeks later. It was either a week and a half. It was either 3 days or 3 weeks later, but it had a 3 in it. I know that. And the amount of hours I have logged on that mode alone is absurd. But I haven't played that game in forever. Between the fact that there's no device I currently have that would run the game if it did work, because the game actually died. I had a digital copy of it on the PS3. I had a physical disc of it. I actually think I ended up getting a second one too, which didn't work, which is actually what ended up telling me that the PS3 was dead, because it wasn't working. Like, fudge it, the game's dead, yada yada yada, and all that, and then it ended up dying. I had, what was it? I don't think it was on. I know I had it on PC. I think. I've had so many versions of different things. But the point is, the only reason that I play MW2 2022 is because I like the game, and I'm being very specific and general when I'm saying that. What I mean by I like MW2 2022 is I like the graphics. I love the graphics. They're amazing. They're perfect. I love the effort that went into the base game. I love. It takes time to get used to, and I'm still not a huge fan of it. I'd still rather have sort of like a graph list, like you could see it on the side. I don't want to change the sort of. Actually, what the hell am I doing? The this like having that, but sort of in the way that it was for the in the older games where it's more out in its own sort of frame and stuff. I miss that still. I don't like the graphs and the way it is. The I love shipment, especially with the changes they've made. I've never liked other shipments before the original one. The dome map that's in this game, I hate. I love the original from MW3. I'm not a fan of the maps that are in Warzone or DMZ or whatever. Like, yeah, I get the dome is in it, but it's still the modified version. I don't like Rohan Oil. I don't like most of the locations, if not all of them. Like, yeah, they're spaced out and they're big and stuff, and I'm not a fan of big maps. Or really small ones, unless I'm trying to grind camos, which is what I use shipment for, because why the hell else do you play it? But I don't play the game for the competitive edge. There is a video that has still not gone out that I just remembered I haven't done yet. It's edited, it's waiting to be uploaded, I just haven't done it yet. I do believe it's even exported. And that is the first Rebirth gameplay, or Resurgence, or whatever the hell it is, because I believe Rebirth was Rebirth Island on the actual mode, the map. See, it's been that long since I played Warzone 1. And that was the, I don't even know what map is Resurgence, or whatever it is, the respawn mode in Warzone 2. I truly can't remember the name. The day after Warzone 2 launched, with Resurgence, I'm guessing is what it is. Me and a friend, my godbrother, we played it, and we spent the night on it, and I haven't touched it since. We had like an hour and 40 or something on it, or an hour 20. Played a bunch of matches, did really well actually, surprisingly, and that was it. I haven't touched the game since. Just if you separate the fact that you have to launch MW2 to play Warzone, so in that sense. But I haven't played Warzone since. I don't even think I've played a single match of Warzone. Maybe once to try it or to see what my ping would be like, because I do not live somewhere with a good ping. Connection to COD servers. And having having a bad connection is one of the problems, which is the video I literally just finished uploading finally. It took forever. I was having severe internet issues this morning. That video basically just shows the shit I'm dealing with. And I have cropped the photo of where the satellite tower is intentionally so that you can see the roof. That's the gutter, that's the overhead of the deck. So you can see just the scale of, no, this isn't zoomed in or zoomed out. It's cropped specifically so that you can see where I'm standing versus how far away it is. And I was on a call. Did a call with Telus, and figured out what the hell was sort of happening. Got a bit of a theory, but figured out what tower the connection's supposed to be coming from, because we have a smart hub. We do not have Wi-Fi. We have a data hub that resets every month, and the amount that we get is garbage compared to whatever, but it's more than we're supposed to be getting technically. I think we're right now we're 2.5 megabytes over what our maximum is supposed to be. But with the amount that the signal is just bounced, and how far out of anywhere we are, they're not doing anything about it if they tried to. They'd have to put up a fucking brick wall the size of a building. Like, it's not happening. But even the COD connections haven't been good. But having the experience balance out, and for the record, I think by the end of the game time that the last time I ever played MW3, I actually owned most of the DLC for the game. There was so much DLC for MW3. I don't know if it was console specific, like if you were on PC you had less, or you just had more than the basic, than 4 passes if you had console. But it's endless. It just keeps going down. And over years I was saving up for the stuff. And it's fun. I played it. Many different experiences. And there's something that I think that Infinity Ward and Activision are forgetting, unless they're trying to screw themselves over, is those were the glory days. We aren't in 2006, 2007, 2011, 12 right now. We are not in that day and age. You cannot have players, especially in the midst of a recession, which we've been in for like 3 or 4 plus years at this point. We're broke. We know people that are broke. I live at home, in the smallest bedroom by far. This is actually technically an office room. It's not. It's never been used as an office room, at least not since we've lived here. But it's a wood wall. Room's probably actually smaller. It's probably a third or 2/3 the size of my sister's room when we were growing up, because her room was an office too. Houses that were this old had that wall as an office wall. Like, that's part of how you could tell. But it's like, I live in the smallest room in the house. Special needs. My back's out. I have bad fucking knees, bad ankles, and I have enough issues medically. Like, it's stupid. I don't work. At the very end of 2021, like literally the last 2 days of it, maybe the last day, I got my Xbox Series S, because I needed it. My computer was dying and it constantly crashed. I needed something that I could play games on, mental health and all that crap, especially with the stuff I was dealing with at the same time, like across the board. Like, no excuses, this is fact. And in, what was it, 3 days after I moved back to my mom's after an issue I had where I had, because I wasn't living here when I got the Xbox. I was in another province, living with a friend. 3 days after I moved back here in April last year, my PC finally died. Every glitch, bug, crash in the book, not kidding you, it finally died. And because of, between the stuff that I had, the fact that I'm an Intel person on AMD, and this stuff, like, I know my stuff about computers at this point, I had to replace the whole thing. The old case might have worked, but even it had issues, and it was not a nice one. It wasn't going to hold up to 4 plus years more with a new chassis, with new case and with new parts and everything in it. It wasn't going to happen. So it's the whole computer, aside from the GPU that I actually no, because I ended up getting a new GPU even when I got this when I built this computer, which I built. I'm not going to pay someone to do something I want to do. But the money that was used to build this computer wasn't even from my mom. It's from a relative, who died. So that was, she was the daughter, so I'm not, don't touch that one. But we get by, and I do not have money for $40 for a fucking battle pass, to earn guns for free. I do not have money to sit on my ass, play all day, and compete with people that are max rank, constantly wanting more, and do the stuff professionally. That touches on the whole skill-based matchmaking scenario. It touches on what they talked about what Prestige talked about in the first half of the video, like the main topic of that, which was shooting while sliding and stuff for season 3, and all of this other stuff, Black Cell, all that stuff. It touches on all of that in that one way, because there is no way for me to compete. I've even had controller issues because I use my Series S controller for my PC, because I've had 5 PC controllers since I got my first desktop PC right after high school, and they all broke within 4 to 6 months. Didn't matter what the rating was on them, because I did not get cheap. Like, I got cheap ones, but I did not get the bottom dollar, $18 controller. Like, I was spending $20 to $35 on them. I was getting them from reputable brands like, MSI, so I was taking a leap of faith with that, but I did not have $50 to spend on a controller. I did not have $40 to spend on a controller. The first controller I actually got was $24, and that was when I got the PC. Because I didn't have any money. Like, it was actually a luxury for me to even be setting aside $24 more to get that, because I didn't have the money. And I have, since having the PC and stuff, I have had to do maintenance on the controller. I can't remember what the hell it was, but I did have to take it apart. I think it was even for general maintenance and cleaning. But I got, I had to get 2 torque security screwdrivers, so that I could take the controller apart, so that I can do maintenance on it, because the thing gets sweaty and dusty and all that crap. It's the only one I have. Sometimes it gets treated like crap, but I do not smash it. I don't throw it. For a gamer that's an extraordinarily bad sport when it comes to, dying or whatever, or getting killed in games, and considers everything unfair. I'm not kidding. It's just the way my mentality is. I know I'm nuts. My room is in surprisingly only one piece. I still find that one hard to believe, but with all the raging that I have done, don't ask. There's references and witnesses for that one. I've surprisingly only ever broken one controller. That was the PS3 controller. That's actually the maddest I've ever gotten. And even then, I paused before smashing it. But it was at the point where I was prepared to. I'm like, we have 3 controllers. I can smash one of them. And it was old. The thing had trouble working. Like, I think it was actually breaking internally anyways. So there wasn't really a point. And I smashed it and it didn't work after that. But, I had another controller. I had 2 more. It was fine. So that's the only time. But the majority of people do not have the money for this shit, especially when it's a bad deal, especially when you're... How many Call of Duties have there been? Into this franchise. And you are asking people to pay $40 above, 90 Canadian, for stuff that they could easily give away for free in the first place. Because when you think about it, even if they had, which I do believe they do, and it's just overpriced, even if they had the same system that GTA does with, the shark cards and stuff, I do believe that Call of Duty does have, this amount for this much, this amount for this much and stuff, for the COD points. It's not so much the cost of that, it's what you can get with it. Because I remember I think I bought 2 DLCs with 2,700 COD points in MW 2019. And I had to do 2 checkouts for that because I did not have the money to get, more than enough points to just pay for it. I straight up got, enough points for that, and I had, 100 COD points left over or something instead of paying for 3,000 or something like that, or whatever it was. But, given how much they spit this stuff out and the fact that they do technically have new material and content in the Battle Pass and in the store and stuff, not only regularly, but every season, there's 100 plus new things. You can spit some shit out for free. especially with the fact that if you know, back in the day when you're thinking of having 100 million or even half of that, 47 to 50 million, which is what I think it dropped down to after the amount of people that just dropped off Warzone 1 after all the cheating and hacking and server conditions and stuff were just so bad. I was one of them. Even if you have that, if you are ripping yourself off in mindset for $1 for each DLC instead of 13, 15, 2,700 COD points, all that crap, and you're charging for that. If you're paying $1 for each DLC item, you're making $47 million if every player gets that. You're making $5 million if a percentage of that 47 to 50 million people buy that. It's staggering math to think about. And we get treated like this. They're still throwing shit out. And they're enhancing and adding gameplay dynamics that do not benefit casual players. They do not benefit the 12-hour work, the 50-hour work week dad that comes home, just wants to have a game. They're not benefiting me, and I'm sitting on my ass literally right now because my back's out as of yesterday, either morning or like 1 p.m. afternoon or something like that. I was bedridden all day yesterday. That was hell. I still can't do shit. I'm planning on just sitting on my ass watching TV and playing games and stuff. So I can't do anything more than that. Movement hurts. I'm surprised I'm even moving at all today. And I have a long history of back problems. I'm young. I'm younger than I even look, unfortunately. And I have body problems up the yin yang. And to have a game that I'm, supposedly loving, that I spent, I believe it was 150 or 130 or whatever bucks for, whatever the highest edition of this game was when it launched, or pre-order or whatever, because I pre-ordered it obviously. I paid that for it. We've been getting shit since. So when you think about it from that perspective, why would I play the game? I like it. I like the basics of the game. I do not like I miss the MW3 days. Like crazy. Like I wish, God, what I wouldn't pay to have MW3 remastered. Carbon copy of what it is. But just everything is updated textures and stuff. Not totally different colors, or let's try adding more sunlight. But the exact same way it is, but the whole game is just totally, same way GTA did it with GTA 5. I think the definitive edition is the 3. It's the expanded and enhanced edition. If you did that for MW3, I would never play another game, ever. Seriously, I'd just be hooked on that again. But it's so old and stuff, you can't do that. This is my MW3. It's, the basic game itself works. I ignore DMZ, I don't play Warzone. I've only played Resurgence once. And that was a blast, but there were still a couple issues I had with that. I can't play matches most of the time because of my connection and my internet. But the general game itself, getting past all the nitpicky crap, the menus and all that stuff, I like it. And I'm sorry, I'm not getting Black Cell. You just heard it from me now. I still can't slide in this game. I don't know if you're supposed to strafe and do it. I've done it by accident repeatedly and have no idea. I'm like, whoa! And then it gets me killed because I'm not trying to slide. I don't know how the sliding dynamic works in this game, let alone slide canceling and that whole thing. But I do not have the ability to, this game is meant for people that have an internet connection, no social media life, and don't watch videos on the shit, and just have money. As far as I could tell, that's all this game is for. And if that's what Activision and Microsoft and or not Microsoft, Infinity Ward are trying to accomplish with it, go right a fucking ahead, but don't count us in.